Good afternoon. Today I want to talk about something that it's not new to me, but it's something that some of our customers in shop suffer with a little bit. Not suffer, but can't work out how to do. But also I've had to incorporate it in my kind of fishing this winter because, as I say, over the last few months I've been going to Hallcroft and places like that, and in the past fishing on the canal I basically just have a piece of elastic through my pole to a Stonefall connector at one end and a bung at the bottom end what fits inside my number 2 section. So I've probably got 4 or 5 foot of elastic in, and that's plenty for what I've been doing on the canal in the past. But we've been going to Hallcroft this winter, and I've had to start using puller bungs and things like that, which I've never used in my life before. But not so much for the roach and skimmers. It's if you hook a carp or an F1 or a big bream or something like that. You have to use your pullers, and as I say, I've never used them. So I've been using 2 different methods. I've been using the normal, which is the most common one now this year, which is the side pullers, which is a band of carbon on the side of your pole with a puller bead, with a puller drilled and pushed into your pole section, and the elastic runs through that, and that's how they work. Now, I don't do any of this kind of fishing, so I'm no expert by any stretch of the imagination, and I ain't going to say anybody's doing it right, wrong or anything. But what I found myself in my kind of fishing is the side pullers have worked well with the thicker elastics. But when I've put my 4s and 5s elastics in, which you need for the roach and the smaller skimmers and that, it just didn't seem right through the side pullers, and I tried it a couple of weeks and I just couldn't get on with it. So I used a bottom puller, like one of the Preston old original bottom pullers, which you just cut off like a normal cone, what you would have in your number 2 section. They're a bit bigger, so they fit into your number 3, and you cut them down, fit in. They've got a tube running through the centre, and your elastic comes out at bottom. And I have also, since I've been using them and what have you, I've watched some of Des Ship's videos, and he likes using the bottom pullers as well. And to be honest, I actually find them better for the way I fish and the way I hold my pole when I'm playing fish than the side pullers. And I also think they work better with the thinner elastics, because then the elastic is running central all the way through your pole, as opposed to coming at an angle from side and then bending up. And it's just my way where I found with fishing. But with using pullers, whether it's a bottom puller or a side puller, we're still using our canal elastics. So i.e. we've got a thin elastic, like this is probably a 4 to 6 or something like that in the midi, Ivy's elastic. But when you loop it or pull it through your side puller or your side butt wall, when you knot it, the knots are very little. So they do sit in the puller bead very nicely, but here is the problem. When you start fishing and you hook a bigger fish, if it tears off before you get a chance to get to your puller bead, because your knots and that are so little, your elastic knot pulls through the puller bead. So in turn, that means all your elastic's gone out your kit, which in turn means you've lost your elastic, you've lost your rig, and you've lost your fish. So how do you combat fishing with fine elastics but still using your puller beads? There's some people have their own way of doing it, and there is nowadays, you can actually buy now different puller beads for different elastics, so you can get around it that way. But most of the time, most of the lads have only got so many top kits, and they use them some of carping and then have to put some lighter elastics in for winter carping. But they've all used the same puller beads, which they use for the summer elastics. Now, if you put a thick elastic through that, like this, and just simply pull it through like you would, make a loop, and tie a knot in it. No matter what you do, that ain't going to pull through there. So you're never going to lose your elastic, your kit, your rig or your fish. But as I say, with the light elastics, it don't work like that. So how do we combat it? Now, I've used this, as I say, I've never used it in my kind of fishing before, but I have used it in other people's top kits when they come in either for a top kit made up or re-elasticating or a new pole, and they said I want a light elastic in, but I still want my side pullers in, which is fine. So what do? Get your elastic, put it through your puller bead just as normal, like you do. And pull that through. So now you've got your thin elastic running through your puller bead. So, as I say, if you knot that now, that's going to pull straight back through. So that's no good. It's dead easy to remedy that problem. All you need is a bit of your old summer pole elastic. Some thicker, it don't matter what it is, 10, 12, number 7, hollow, it don't matter whether it's solid, hollow or anything. Just keep a few strands, not too thick, but a bit, you know, like from a number 12 or a something like, say, a white or a grey hydro or something like that. Just keep a few strands of elastic in a drawer out of the way. Just leave them in there for your winter commercial fishing. So all you do then is put your elastic through onto your bead, as you would normally. Then put a piece of your thick elastic with your thin elastic. Just put it around your fingers and through twice. Pull it tight, wet it, and then, hey presto. Don't say, then it don't matter whether it's a side puller, a bottom puller or whatever. Just pull it into your puller bead. So you're fishing with your thin elastic, but you've got a little bit of thick elastic at back end where your knots are, which is not interfering with your fishing whatsoever. I think I've picked worst pair of scissors in shop. Like that, trim your edges off. And that just sits in your puller bead. So you're fishing with your thin elastic, no matter what happens, that elastic now won't pull through your puller bead, and that's as simple as it gets, and that's all you need to do to make your thin elastic work in your puller beads, what you've already got at home. Another little conundrum we have is people, when they're doing the fitting the poles up, is they'll say, how do you thread your elastic through? I'm not going to go into all how you thread a pole up, because there's millions and millions of videos out there. But they say, how do you get it through the last bit? Once you've put it through your pole and you've got your roller puller inside of your pole, how do you connect that bit to your puller bead? So again, dead easy. What you want is one of these little beauties, and they are from one of my favourite gadget companies called Stonfo. It's an Italian company, but they make some terrific little gadgets. Little pole winder anchors, flat float winders. They make some of the best pole winders on the market as well, but they make this as well. And this all it is, it's a pole threader, elastic threader, no knowing that, but they come on in this little plastic thing, little plastic case. So it's like pulling out and pulling, and you can turn it backwards and it retracts in, so it never kinks. But what you do with this is, I get like a foot of that out of the thing. Get your pole section, so now your elastic's hanging out of that end where you've dropped your elastic through your top kit. So it's not about how you elasticate a full section, it's how you get the elastic from there back through your puller bead without loads of messing about. Some people drop it through there first and down to end, but I don't like doing that because a lot of time when I try to do it that way, the elastic gets stuck on the inside of the PTFE bush, and it takes me ages to get it through. I end up ripping bush out and it takes me ages. So this is the way I've done them, and everybody in shop laughed at me when I showed them this way to begin with. And guess what? They nearly all use this way now because it is quicker. No matter what they say, it's definitely quicker elasticating a pole section this way. So run your elastic from top to bottom. So your elastic dangles out there, your side puller's there. Get your pole threader, put it through the bung of the wheel and push the wheel, the threader down your pole. So then it will, by magic, come out the bottom end like that. So your threader's there, gone through your puller, and you've got your elastic. So all you do now is get your elastic, hook it through the diamond eye at the end, which is absolutely, whoever invented them diamond eyes, he wants them a gold medal because they work fantastic with pole fishing. And then just pull it through, and that's it. So now you can basically, your elastic's now running through all your section and out of your puller. And that's as quick and easy as it is to do. So all you do now is get your scissors, cut that off, get your threader again, put your puller bead through your threader, so it's like that on your threader. You see that loop? And then elastic through the diamond eye again. Pull that onto your elastic. Make your loop in your elastic. Tie your knot, wet it. Pull it down, look at that. And that's how easy it is to do the bottom bit of your top kit. No complicated, you just need a couple of items, but that is an absolute godsend, is the Stonefo pole threader. And it just does that last foot of that so much quicker than trying to hook a piece of wire through and different things. We've tried everything in shop over years, but honestly, get yourself one of them. As I say, it retracts in, look, you just twist it round, it retracts in so it don't kink. It keeps it all nice, because these are like bloody jack-in-a-box as these, they just spring everywhere, and it just stays like that, either in your box or in your kit at home, and you've got it forever. And that's it.